it is James Harden. The results are always disappointing with him, and he's getting older. I don't agree with the trade. I don't think it will work. It's worked incredibly well. This works. I don't know what else to say. It's the complete opposite of how he used to play. It's, to me, the biggest surprise that's happened in the NBA in the last couple of years. The team makes sense together. I am somebody who hated watching James Harden play basketball. I really like watching him play this year.
When the Clippers traded for James Harden, to say the least, the reactions were mixed. Not only from the Clipper fans, but also the NBA media.
Because James, you're not the beard, you're not the system, you're the problem.
But just like that Mavs broadcaster, a lot of the NBA media hated the Clippers Harden trade. The Podfather, NBA historian, and Clippers season ticket holder, Bill Simmons, also planted his flag early of his dislike of this trade. However, unlike most, Bill Simmons is not afraid to admit when he gets it wrong. In this video, we're going to hear Simmons' original hate take of the Harden trade. And then we're going to hear Simmons admitting that he was wrong and he now loves this Clippers team. Okay, let's jump to the clip of Bill Simmons' initial reaction to this trade.
There's 30 teams in the league. One of them had James Harden. 28 other teams were like, we're good. And the Clippers said, you know what? We need this guy. We'll still be not nearly as good as Denver, but if we do this, maybe we could lose in either round 2 or round 3, maybe? Who are you getting in this trade? We're getting guys put on 3 teams. You're getting the most disappointing playoff star this century. Literally this century. And there's no other person you can put in there. There's nobody who has even half of the qualifications from a playoff disappointment standpoint that this guy does. Zach Lowe came on the Book of Basketball podcast. I think in 2019, we did a James Harden podcast. And in that podcast, which was 4 years ago, called him the Karl Malone of guards. And I was immediately the most jealous I've ever been of the comparison. Since then, he had the 2020 bubble flame out. Then they had in 2022, the Miami series, which he sucked in. And then in 2023, the Celtics series. This guy, it's an all-time resume. And the Clippers, who are just playoff futility through and through for the entire franchise history, were like, that's the guy. That's the guy that can take the lovable loser Clippers over the top. James Harden. He slows you down. He needs the ball all the time. The Clippers now have Paul George, who succeeds the most when he has the ball. Kawhi Leonard, who has perennially succeeded the most when he has the ball. Russell Westbrook, who loves to either have the ball or crash the boards. And now Harden, who needs the ball. See, 4 guys who need the ball. Then Norm Powell comes in. He needs the ball. Bones Highland comes in. He needs the ball. Are we playing with 3 balls now? No, we're going to still play with 1. James Harden can't guard anybody. That seems relevant. He hasn't played defense in 4 years. For the most part, it is James Harden. The results are always disappointing with him, and he's getting older. So congratulations on getting that. I don't agree with the trade. I don't think it will work. And I think James Harden has been telling us for the last 10 to 12 years who he is. I think Paul George and Kawhi Leonard physically have been telling us where their bodies are. And I don't see any chance that they beat Denver in a playoff series. You would have to have injuries in the Denver side for it to become realistic. So needless to say, thumbs down from me on the James Harden trade.
Now let's jump to Simmons, admitting that he got this trade and James Harden wrong. Also, make sure you stick around to the end of this clip for the Bill Simmons Harden trade inspired song.
I thought when they made this trade, I thought it was one of the dumbest trades, even for the Clippers in their history. Harden just seemed like he was past his prime. They're betting on 3 older veterans to just figure out on the fly how to coexist and make each other better. And all of the history of the NBA said that this was not going to work. And yet so far, it's worked incredibly well. And I've been to a couple of the games now, and I'm just like, this works. I don't know what else to say. The shocking part is the usage, right? So Harden was 25 usage last year. He's 20 this year. It's a pretty big concession for him. George goes down 29.5 to 27.2, and Kawhi goes down 27 to 25.9. And usually when guys are sacrificing stuff, their stats are going to look worse, or they're going to have a little problem with it, kind of like what's happening in Westbrook. All their percentages, Harden's at 45, 42, 87. George is 47, 42, 91. Kawhi's at 52, 44, 88. These guys have gotten better by having the ball less. And when you watch them in person, it makes sense because Harden is like traffic copping it out there. He's just like the ball's flying around. It's the complete opposite of how he used to play. No, the ball doesn't really stick with anybody. I thought it was going to be a lot of iso ball stuff, and it's just not. I'm kind of buying it. It feels like they're giving up stats and possessions because they see some sort of greater good. It's, to me, the biggest surprise that's happened in the NBA in the last couple of years. The team makes sense together. Now, could it go sideways tomorrow? Could somebody get hurt? Of course. And somebody probably will get hurt because it's three older players, but they really play well together. I got to say, this is the most fun Clipper team they've ever had. And I am somebody who hated watching James Harden play basketball. I really like watching him play this year. What's happening to me?
Yo, let's talk about a trade, had me down in the fade. Thought it was the dumbest move, Clippers tempting fate. History said it's a mistake, James Harden, no debate. But against the odds, they rise, proving us all late. Past is prime, they said, but Harden leads the parade. Like a traffic cop, all flying, the style remain. Complete opposite, no isolation, no terrain. Watch them in person, the doubters start to fade. Thought it was eyes ball, but the rhythm's not the same. Giving up stats and possessions, chasing a greater aim. It's a surprise that they ain't playing games. Biggest twist in years, and it's not about the fame. The team's chemistry like a puzzle fitting right. Making sense together, shining in the spotlight. Most fun Clipper team is a delightful sight. Hanging on Harden, now he's still in the night. I used to cringe watching, but now I cheer. Something's changing and it's becoming clear. This season's different, a whole new atmosphere. What's happening to me, man, it's the Clippers' year.
Look, to be honest, I didn't like this trade either. And for the same reasons too. I couldn't trust Harden. But that's why I like Bill Simmons. He has a lot of hot takes, but he's not afraid to admit when he gets it wrong. Alright guys, be honest. What did you initially think of this trade? Did you hate it? Or did you foresee the current great play of the Clippers once this trade was made? Also, let me know your thoughts of the song. Just trying to do something different. So any feedback is welcome. Alright guys, that wrapped up for today's video. If you like this video, please hit the like button, that really helps this video out. If you like this type of content, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!
What's happening to me?